Doug said that Jalen Hurts brought the spark to the team that he was hoping, and I've heard other offensive players concur with that assessment. I'm wondering, though, how much that affects the defense. Would you say that Jalen brought a spark to the defense as well?
Man, the defense brings the sparks all the time. I think the team brought the spark. We started fast. We started, with great energy. We came out with great energy. Just everybody was ready to go. I think, we were just tired of losing, and, the only person who could do something about that was us, and the biggest thing about it, the entire team came out with energy. Energy from, during practice all week, and it was great. It was good to get a win. We just got to continue that energy as a team and get ready to go play another really good football team on Sunday.
Go ahead, John, and then Chris Franklin.
Hey, Fletcher, do you think that was the best game you guys had as a defensive line, getting after the quarterback? And how much do you think that has to do with not yourself and everybody else, but Josh Sweat coming along, and then also Javon Hargrave really hitting his stride now?
Yeah, I mean, those guys both been playing really good ball all year. And for Hargrave to get 2 sacks was really big for him, because I know it's probably been weighing on him for a while. And the biggest thing for him that I talked to him about is to be patient, and knowing that this style of defense, it just don't happen. You just can't come in day one and expect to play on a really high level. The way that we play it, especially coming from a 2-gap scheme, the things that he came from. But actually, we was having a conversation today. And he was like, man, thank you, and, he's been playing really good, been practicing really great, just taking everything and taking opportunities and, using his spare time to kind of really dive in on, what he need to do. And you can show on Sundays that it show up how good he's been playing. And Josh, he's just taking strides. Josh has been playing really great. His first, I think 2-sack game for him. And for a guy like Josh, man, that works hard every day in practice and the way that he rushes in practice, the way that he competes in practice, and for him to take that into a game against a really, really good football player, Armstead, was very, very pleasing to see.
Chris, and then Les.
Hey, Fletcher, I saw at the end of the game you were talking to Malcolm Jenkins at the end, and at one point you were pointing toward the scoreboard. Could you share what you guys were talking about?
I just think, it's just a little brotherhood. Obviously it could be the tables could have been turned, but obviously it was good in our way. And I was just talking noise to Jink because he's a competitor. Jink, he likes winning, and I think they had won 9 games in a row. And if I was in that position, I would have been the same way, talking noise. But obviously he's the ultimate competitor. It was nothing personal at all. I even texted him the next day, kind of just talking to him. So it's nothing personal. Just 2 guys going back and forth that played a lot of football together. He was just happened to be on the other side this time.
Les, and then John McMullen.
Hey, Fletch. In Josh Sweat's 3 years here, what have you seen? What has helped him become a bigger part of the defense? What has he done that he needed to do to be effective?
I mean, he really, I don't think Josh, I think he's just being coachable and, following guys like BG around and asking questions. The way that, that BG and Derek or Vinny and the way that these guys rushes, being coachable is the best thing I think that's helped Josh. And actually just seeing guys around him, like myself and BG and, Malik and Vinny and Derek and, guys just leading him into the right direction. When we see him kind of veering off the wrong way, we correct the little things with him all the time. And he said, man, he appreciated it all the time, because I'm hard on Josh myself. Even though we play 2 different positions, I'm hard on him all the time because I know the type of ceiling that he can have, and the way that he can play in this league, man. He can play a long time in this league if he keep doing what he's doing.
Go ahead, John, and then Bo.
Hey, Fletch. Kyler Murray, as a defensive lineman, where do you start? He seems like such a unique player. He's only 5'11". We talked to Brandon earlier. He mentioned his quickness. As a defensive lineman, where do you start with a quarterback like that?
I mean, the number one thing is for us, man, we can't restrict our rushes. We got to continue to rush the way we've been doing. We know that at some point he's going to make some plays with his feet. That's every scrambling quarterback that we've seen this year, back to Lamar and Russ and, even, Aaron Rodgers made some plays with his feet at times. But, for us, we know they're going to make plays. We can't let that slow our rush down. We got to continue to rush the way that we've been doing all season. And, when the guy runs, get him on the ground and know that, he get paid to play also. Get him on the ground and get ready to go to the next play.
We have time for 2 more, and then we'll get Jalen Mills. So we'll go Bo and then Jamie.
Fletch, what has been your vantage point of the amount of change that's been going on the offensive line and going up against those guys, especially at right guard, which I guess you would practice against the most? What have you seen from all those different guys rotating?
On our side of the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's competitive, you know. I mean, I get it. I tell guys all the time, and I tell guys even during training camp, man, when you get a chance to go against a starting NFL defensive lineman, and you know you're on this you practicing with the second group of offense, third group, it don't matter. You know, I tell those guys, man, take advantage of these opportunities because these are, you know, basically game day reps when you get a chance to go against a starting defensive lineman in the NFL, and. I mean, those guys, they just compete. You know, Coach Stout do a really good job of coaching those guys, and he's really hard on them. And, I mean, it goes out to show, you know, the passion that, you know, that Stout has and the way that those guys pay him back on game day. And it just shows on game day. So I think those guys are, you know, he keep those guys going, and they're doing a great job right now. So we just got to continue doing it, man, and stay hungry.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Fletch, can you describe how different the mood is, you know, this week, let's say, in the locker room after the win? I mean, there's a lot of changes that brought you that win, but, like, what has it been like this week for you guys?
I mean, winning is always fun. You know, you got guys. I mean, obviously, you know, win or lose, we have to be in the building. But winning is it fixes a lot of problems. You know, obviously, you know, guys just, you know, walk around with the swag they always had. You know, flying around in practice. And you know, overall, you know, just to get a win after losing with 4 straight games, you know, it's also a relief. But we just can't pat ourselves on the back with that. You know, we know we still got business to take care of. Everything we want, I think, is still in front of us. So we just got to keep focused on what we have to do, focus on us, you know, make every game here on not about us, and really not about the team that we're playing. We make it about us, man, and we got a chance to, you know, do something special around here.
I was just wondering, what's Jalen Hurts like in the huddle? He seems like a guy who doesn't really get rattled. But when the Saints were making a comeback and you guys needed that fourth quarter touchdown, what was that like? What was he like?
Honestly, it's impressive how poised he is in the huddle. You know, when it comes to situations like that, I look at guys like Kelsey. You know, he's the leader of that offense, and you know we all just got his back, really. You know, there was funny moments in the huddles when you know he's either stuttering the play or whatever it is, but you know is he a rookie quarterback in the NFL? But he's very poised in there. Is really just trying to get us going and get back at executing like we were in the beginning of the game, and we ended up making something happen.
Go ahead, Ruben, then Zach.
Hey, Miles. You had 3 70-yard runs this year, which is it's rare. That's 3 of the 7 longest runs in Eagles history. On those plays, at what point with your vision does it come to you that I might be able to bust this one? And what do you do in that point? I mean, do you play it differently as far as the holes? How do you, as those plays are evolving, what's your thought process like?
It's all about selling the story, doing what I'm told, the same play, doing what I'm told to do the same every play. You know, just doing what I'm supposed to do and reading the linebackers. You know, feeling everything else, and sometimes it might hit front side, sometimes it might hit back side, but that's why my eyes have to be in the right place. And throughout the game, I'm feeling them, and honestly, they're feeling it too. So they're gonna figure out. They're gonna think they know where the ball's going, but honestly, if they hit the wrong gap, then I'm out somewhere else. So just staying disciplined in my aiming points and landmarks, and you know, hitting the holes when I see them.
Zach and then Bo.
Hey, Miles, the changes, adjustments that the Eagles have made in the offense since going to Jalen, how do they affect you?
It's opening up the run game a lot more. I know that. I'm fine with it.
And then also somewhat off that, you were more productive in the passing game than you've been in a while, catching the ball. Is there a reason for that?
I mean, really just I know I've been struggling catching the football this year, so you know I just didn't want to be in that funk the rest of the season. And now that it's playoff football now, I'm doing whatever I can to just tighten up everything and play the best football I can for my team.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Bo, and then Jeff.
What's the story of Jalen stuttering with the play call in the huddle?
It's just a little study. He had to calm himself down, He didn't rattle. We didn't rush him. We just looking. Then he took a deep breath and he said the play. It was like a play with like a whole bunch of the same letters, you know. It's hard to say sometimes.
Beginning of the game or middle of the game?
I want to say at the beginning.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jeff and then Daniel.
What was that? What's the name of that little dance you did with Jalen in the end zone after you scored the 1-yard touchdown?
Oh, that's the gritty. That's the gritty that Justin Jefferson started. You know, shout out to him and the dude that started the dance in I think it's Louisiana or something like that. But yeah, the Texas boys, both the Jalen's wanted me to do it, so they they like to dance.
We'll take a couple more here with Daniel, Martin, and then Dave.
Hey Miles, on Sunday night after the win, you seemed pretty excited and pretty happy when you talked to us. You know, through high school and through college, you haven't been on teams that have lost a lot of games. You know, with that 4-game losing streak, I mean, what has this kind of season and experience been like for you from that team perspective?
You know, been a lot of ups and downs. All I can really say is, you know, it's the National Football League, man. That's all I can really say. It's hard to win, but I feel like we've been beating ourselves, and you know, but there's a time where you can just turn this stuff all around, and better late than never. And it's a perfect time to really turn everything on, get on a run, and hopefully get a playoff berth.
Go ahead, Martin.
Hey, Miles. I think you were asked earlier about, like, you know, the 3 runs you've had of over 70 yards, and I'm pretty sure 2 of them were with Jalen Hurts on the field. I think the first one he was coming around like on a reverse or something like that, and you took off. I mean, is that a coincidence? I mean, how does his presence on the field help you out, I guess, in the running game?
Like I said, you have to respect a guy like that that's effective with his legs and his arm. It's kind of, you're putting the defense on their toes. You don't know whether to keep a spy in the middle, you know, or bend, scrape, or whatever it is. But it's hard to stop. It's really hard to stop, you know, when he's very effective with his legs.
All right, we have time for one more, and then we'll get Fletch in here, so we'll wrap it up here with Dave.
Hey, Miles, you mentioned wanting to clean up your game as a receiver and catching the ball out of the backfield. What did you do? I mean, how do you correct those issues? Was there extra work on the side? How do you overcome that?
Yeah, you know, just making sure I'm getting extra jug work after practice, getting connection throws with Jalen and Carson beginning of the season, after practice and in between a practice period. So just making sure, just getting it right, you know, fixing my mechanics, you know, just get my confidence level back up.
What did you notice about your mechanics? Was there anything specific that needed to fix?
Just keeping my hands close, you know. I feel like I was clamping and really trying to run before I caught the ball, just really looking the ball in.
With Jalen Hurts getting most or all of the reps this week at quarterback and last week, are you starting to see you're getting more reps with him and getting things down with the passing game and getting more comfortable? And how much time are you able to spend after practice maybe with him?
Well, of course, you know, that's the starting offense. You know, I'm in the starting lineup, and he's the starting quarterback right now. So we getting a lot of reps. And then, like today, we spent like 30 minutes, 35, 40 minutes after practice just running through routes, going through extra things and fine-tuning the details. And, you know, it's coming along.
How beneficial really is that to spend that extra time?
It's very beneficial. I mean, as everybody know, like that's the main thing, because the more you're comfortable with him and the more he's comfortable with you, like that goes for anybody. So it's very beneficial.
Les and then Bo.
Hey, Jalen. How do you think the offense needs to be different this week against a different defense at 3-4 and the Cardinals that does things a little differently? What's got to improve from last week to kind of keep the spark going that you guys had?
The ultimate thing is just to play fast, play smart, and hone in on the details. That's what Coach preaches. And, you know, just to make sure we fine-tune everything and know the game plan and know the objective of everything we're trying to do.
Do you think the wide receivers will have to be a bigger part of things maybe than they were last week?
That's the plan every week. It's just, things change in the course of a game, and we like Coach always says, you got to stay ready and stay prepared.
Bo and then Jeff McLean.
Jalen, Miles was telling us before about a funny moment in the game when Jalen was sort of stuttering through the play call. Were you there for that? Do you remember it?
I don't think I was in the huddle then.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Jeff and then Mike.
John, I don't think we got to talk to you about a few specific routes you ran on Sunday. There was the fade route where it looked like you may have been into the near the end zone. I think you look back, it looked like maybe something got in you couldn't see it or something like that. Is that what happened? And then there was the one deep crosser where I think you were pretty open. Jalen may have led you too long. You got a hand on it. Would you have done anything different on that one, or neither of them actually?
That's just got to get more reps, both routes, and that's where, like y'all said, just getting the chemistry down, and him getting comfortable, knowing the spots I'll be in, knowing where he'll throw the ball. That's just reps and constant practice.
Mike and then Martin.
Jalen, are there certain corners that you really look forward to going up against? Patrick Peterson obviously has a great reputation, but is he somebody who you're going to go up against and want to? Obviously, you want to get the better of everybody, but is he somebody who you've kind of watched growing up that you've been looking forward to this matchup with?
To be honest, I didn't watch him a lot growing up, but like you said, it's Patrick Peterson, so I'm gonna approach every week the same. I'm gonna approach this week the same way I approach every week. And he's human just like I am, but I'm gonna also give him his respect. Like, it's Patrick Peterson. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer, and respect to him.
Martin and then Jeff.
Hey, Jalen. I was wondering if you had ever crossed paths with Kyler Murray, like going back to high school, or gone against him in college, and if so, what your thoughts were about him, watching him play, if you did. Thanks.
I did cross paths with him. We trained at the same place before the combine and everything, but his accolades show for the type of player he is. He's a great player, and that's the reason why he's doing great things. That's the reason why he's done great things from the high school level to now. So, he speaks for it. His play speaks for itself.
Go ahead, Jeff.
John, I'm just wondering, I know you guys get clocked all the time, both in practice and in games. What's the top that you've hit in either? And do you feel like you've had the opportunity to actually go as fast as you can?
I don't know the time. I don't really. They clock it. I don't go and ask or whatever, but I wouldn't say I don't know. It just depends on the play or whatever. But I don't think I've gotten a chance to really run as fast as I can. But no, I really don't know the time.
And just obviously the transition from college to pros, and everyone talks about the speed. When you're out there, and then when you're watching film, do you feel like your speed is translated to the NFL?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty fast, and yeah, I think it is, because I'm a fast player, and it's gonna translate. The more I learn, and the longer I'm here, it's gonna all come together.
All right, we have time for one more, so we'll wrap it up here with Jeff Skversky.
Hey, Jalen, hope all's well. Wanted to ask, Jack Driscoll last week said about Jalen Hurts he doesn't even look like a rookie out there. And then today, Miles Sanders just talks about his poise in the huddle. As a fellow rookie, how impressed are you that, this fellow rookie who has played, fewer games than you is so poised at running this offense and this team?
Like I said in my post-game interview after the game, I'm proud of him, and I'm happy for him, and I'm not surprised. I knew that Jalen was the type of person the first time I met him, the first time I crossed paths with him when he played at Oklahoma. So, he's here for a reason. The Eagles brought him here for a reason, and he's making the most of his opportunity.
Can you sort of take us through what a game like last week and a week like this week is for you being asked to do so much in the game, and then, who knows how you're preparing and what you're preparing for this week. Where is your head in a game like that and a week like this?
Preparing myself to make plays, game-changing plays for this team. But I think also with that being said, Coach Schwartz, Coach M, Coach Tim, they do a really, really good job with me throughout the week as far as my preparation goes, knowing where I'm going to be, knowing and helping me as far as my alignment, my assignment, and then being able to, if I need extra, helping me execute whatever call or position I'm going to be in.
John McMullen and then Mike Kay.
Hey, Jalen, when you are at safety, can you kind of take us, obviously a very difficult injury with Rodney done for the season. How much has he helped you with that transition, especially on field this season?
Yeah, Rod's helped a lot, I've been with Rod now going on 5 years. So as far as work ethic goes, we both had that. We've always been hungry. And then when you're talking about the switch, I played safety before, of course, in college, not in NFL. So whether it was run fits, watching how teams may attack our scheme with me, whether I'm in the box or whether I'm in the middle of the field, those are definitely questions that I was asking Rod early as far as going into camp, and then even, during this season, if I may have had a question as far as how to play a certain coverage or line up a certain type of way, he definitely was there to help for sure.
Mike Kay and then Ed Kratz.
With that said, now Jalen, you're like the elder statesman in the secondary, especially if Slay can't play on Sunday. What have you said to Kevon? What have you said to Marcus and Graylin and some of those guys who are kind of stepping into this huge challenge of all these wide receivers on the Cardinals and this challenge this week?
Yeah, it's nothing that's been oversaid or said any extra this week. Everybody knows the situation with Rodney. Who knows about the situation with Slay? But as far as when it goes to those younger guys, they know the standard. The standard has always been the highest standard in the room, regardless of who's ever out there, whether it's the first string, second string, or third string. So they know, as far as their preparation goes and how to, take care of their bodies and being in their playbook, they know the standard. And coming this Sunday, this is a great opportunity for those guys to showcase that.
You're such a vocal guy. Do you kind of thrive on having that leadership role that you're now kind of put in even further?
I think the biggest thing with me, I was always taught, you got to put the work in first. You can't be talk first and then work second. You got to put the work in first, because when you put the work in first, especially throughout the week, when I do decide, to speak up or I talk to guys or I talk to the group, they're actually listening, they're paying attention. They're not like, this is a guy who's just being a rah-rah guy. Like, no, we see Mills actually putting in the work each and every day. So if he is telling me something, it's going to be something that could probably help me.
Ed and then Zach.
Hey, Jalen, how well have you gotten, or how well have you been able to get to know Kevon Seymour, and what have you seen in his game? I know he only got here, I think, December 2nd, but what have you seen in his game, and how well have you gotten to know him?
Yeah, he definitely was a guy from day one. I kind of know how it is, being on this team. Of course, we've been hit with injuries, man, these past 5 years hard, and just bringing guys in, whether it's at any position, So I was kind of one of the guys, just walked up to him, introduced myself, not knowing if he knew me or not. Just welcome him to the team and welcome him to the secondary. And from day one, he's a guy who's, whether he's always, right next to Coach M, or he's asking whether it was Rod or me or even Slay, asking so many questions, of how can he line up this way? How do we play this? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? And when you see that in a guy who, he told me he's been out of football for 2 years, that lets you know that he's not just satisfied with, just being here. He's a guy who wants to keep elevating his game. And when you got a guy like that, especially with me, I'm always willing to help.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go Zach and then Martin. or Martin, if you're ready, you can jump in.
All right. Hey, Jalen. Obviously you're going against a really good receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. What you know, if Slay can't play, like what do you guys do to try to slow him down? And I assume if he is playing, he'd probably be trailing him and everything. But if he's not, like, what's the strategy as far as trying to stop him?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you. I can't tell you that. I can say this though. We got a great game plan there. Coach Schwartz he's really put us in guys in good positions. To be able to make plays against his offense. And you talk about a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. He's one of the best. You see that week in and week out him making a crazy catch. With a guy draped all over him in perfect coverage. So we got to know that. We got to know that this quarterback can throw the ball. And he's going to throw the ball to him. And if he does go up and make a play and catch the ball, we just got to say a good one for the bad guys and go to the next play.
All right, we'll jump back to Zach if you're ready.
Hey, Jalen, sorry about that. Do you get any say in what position you'll play? Or is it just a matter of Jim telling you, go here, go there?
I wouldn't say because I'm not a type of guy where I'm like, I want to go here, I want to go there. I'm the type of guy that's like, hey, coach, if you feel like you put me here and we're going to win a game, then I'm going to do it. Because that's all I care about is winning. I don't care about anything else, So I think that's kind of my mindset when it comes to it. Like going earlier in the week, coaching them, they're going to tell me what position I'm going to play. And clearly they feel like me being there is going to be most effective for the team and help the team win football games.
We were talking to Jim earlier this week, and he mentioned you on Josh Sweat's sack fumble, how you sort of got back in the play and coverage. Just can you kind of take us through that play and also your rookie season, how much you think you progressed?
Yeah. So that play, it was fourth. I believe it was third or fourth down. Not too sure, but we had our coverage set. I seen the receiver come out of the stack. He ran straight down the middle of the field. I knew I had to do my job. Focused on my job all week. Kept my eyes where they're supposed to be. And yeah, that's really it. Honestly, I just did my job, man, and relied on everybody else to do their thing. And when I didn't even look back, man, I was just running with the receiver. And then all I heard was everybody cheering and stuff. Then I turned around and I seen we had got the sack fumble. So credit to Josh Sweat, man.
Okay, we'll go Damo and then Dave Zangaro.
Yeah, Shaun, Jim had mentioned earlier this season just how difficult playing both linebacker and safety is in this in his defense as a rookie. What's it been like? Has it been about what you expected as far as the degree of difficulty? And where are you now comfort-wise compared to, say, 2 months ago?
So I would say, it's what I expected. I've talked to a lot of like players that I've had at Temple prior to me getting to NFL about how it was and what the expectations were and how the playbook was and things like that. So, I knew it was going to be hard, but you say it's going to be hard until you actually get there and they hand you the playbook and they expect you to learn it and do it right on the point, right? So, in that aspect, it was kind of tough for me at first. I was learning so much of the little details where I was supposed to be here or what I'm supposed to do there, and it's the real small things that I was working on. But now, as you're getting along, and the game reps, I can say for me would be the most helpful for me because I'm actually get to see it in real time with players that are really running what actually goes on. So, as I'm getting more reps, I'm starting to learn more and more things and better myself in little details. So, I would say I'm progressing. I'm excited. I'm just going to keep pushing and just keep working.
All right, Dave and then Daniel.
Hey, Shaun. You've started to get some of those reps in games recently, but when you weren't playing in games, how are you handling that, and how do you get better when you're not getting those actual game reps in?
It's all mental reps, man. I'm here to, like I said, I'm previously said this in the media before. I'm here to just do what the team needs me to do. Honestly, I'm the kind of guy that just I really want. I'm a winner. I like to win. That's all I want to do is win. So whatever helps the team win is what I'm going to do. And we have guys that are playing and making plays right now, and I'm supporting them, and I'm learning the details on the sideline. When they come to the sideline, I'm asking them what happened, what they see, and things like that. So it's all about just honestly mental reps and just bettering myself as I'm watching and things like that. So when my name and my time is called, then I'll be ready to go.
Daniel and then Martin.
Hey, Shaun, I think earlier this year you kind of talked about how the linebacker room was pretty tightly knit. You were close with Davion. I mean, how tough has it been to watch some of your teammates at that position go down? And what's it been like the past couple weeks cycling new guys in and getting some new faces in there?
Yeah, it's been tough, man. They always say here, next man up, and that's how we were at Temple. So, that's how we got to carry. But, with Davion and things like that, I mean, I'm the one that hit Davion to get his injury. So I felt terrible more than anything. You know what I'm saying? I was on the sideline. I felt bad about it. I still do, man. But, we're going to be here for him. We're going to try to move. We're going to try to rally around that, and maybe make something happen, man. So, again, next man up, but we're all very supportive of each other, man. So there's no like bad blood or I wish he does this, I wish he would get hurt. Nothing like that at all, man. We're all rooting for each other. Any person that's in the game, we want them to do well and succeed.
We have time for a few more, so we'll go Martin, EJ, and then Bo.
Hey, Shaun, you mentioned earlier how like you kind of talked to some of your fellow Temple, teammates and stuff to see what it's like adjusting the NFL. I was wondering if one of those guys was Hassan Reddick with the Cardinals, and just like, you probably saw he had 5 sacks last Sunday. Do you keep in touch with him pretty often? And what'd you think about his performance, especially what he's done all year?
Yeah, so Haas was definitely one of the guys I had asked prior to me coming to camp. I hit him up, asking him what things should I work on or how do I get the coach's attention and how do I work and be better myself. So he sent me back a whole paragraph. I can't really go into detail. I'm not really sure I remember, but he broke down things for me and stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's what he does. It was just a matter of time. We all knew it. Well, I knew it for sure. He took me under his wing. I was one of the people he took under his wing when I was at Temple. So, I've always been supportive of him, and I knew it was coming, man. That was a crazy game last week. So, just hard work, man, motivation. That's really what it is for me, man, motivation. I talk to him here and there on Instagram sometimes, not as much. It's tough during the season, kind of let everybody do their own thing and stuff like that. But definitely gonna try to get out with him in the off season.
Go ahead, EJ.
Well, Martin took my question, so I guess I'll ask it in a different way. So what was it like that one year that you guys overlapped at Temple? Do you have any funny stories or any real vivid memories from that time?
Yeah, I don't think anybody. I'm gonna say this. I don't think anybody could beat that Temple team in 2016. That team we had there, we were loaded, man. We had a great team, great chemistry. Coach Rule did a great job. Everybody was all together. We were all for one. There was nothing. I don't think we had a slight little mess up in the beginning of the season. We lost the Army and stuff like that, but we came together. We rallied around everybody, and man, we ran the table, man. We were a really good team. Stories. You said crazy stories. Let me think. I have, speaking of Haas Reddick, we lost to Memphis that year. One of the last plays of the game, and it's crazy because I was on kickoff and I missed the tackle and they broke it and they ran a kick return back. Tony Pollard ran it back. We get to the locker room and Haas blacked on us. Man, I can't have guys missing tackles on kick return and y'all don't even play that. We was wilding on us. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But that game right there was the one that set us, and we started running the table after that, man. We all got on track, and it was crazy, man. It was a good team, though. Their team was unbelievable.
Go ahead, Bo.
Shaun, I don't know. I missed the beginning, so I don't know if you've been asked about this, but Coach Schwartz singled you out on that 4th down play. Can you take us through what you saw on that play and what was going through your mind?
Yeah, we covered 2. Basically, the whole week, the main thing is do your job, right? That's what they say all week. Do your job, do your job, do your job. And that's all I was doing on that play. It was nothing special. I just had my eyes on my man. He came out in the stack. Now, I've never really ran with a receiver before, so I realized it was Emmanuel Sanders. I had to get a little. I think I figured out let me get a head start a little bit, get myself running so I can run with him a little bit. So it was pretty crazy, man. The adrenaline was rushing, but yeah, I just did my job, and Josh Sweat made a great play, man. He does what he always does.
You feel like you can run with receivers now?
Yeah, of course. I might always have confidence to say that. Of course I do. Of course I do.
Jamie, we can squeeze you in here, and then we'll get Miles.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Shaun, I was just going to, along the lines of the Temple thing, what does it say about the program that, this Sunday we're going to have you on one side and Hassan on the other? I mean, that's pretty cool to have you guys both there playing in an NFL game.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I always say that about anytime I play a Temple guy. I don't think I've played one yet this year. Matt Ioannidis, I did at Washington. But yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy, man. I'm looking forward to it. Being special teams, so I'm not sure if Haas is gonna be out there, but if he is, I'm on him.
Dave Pipp says that you're one of the smartest punt returners on the team. You know what to do, when to field the ball, etc. Does it sometimes bother you that maybe the outside noise doesn't kind of understand what it means or what it takes to be a punt returner, and sometimes you have to kind of, from an optics standpoint, it doesn't look that great, but you're making the right decision?
No, not at all. I don't let the outside world dictate what I do. I don't let it get to me. I know what I'm doing, and I know how I can affect the team in a good way. And my whole job is just to get the ball back to the offense and continue to play smart, and that's what I'm doing. I can always do better, I can always do better, and that's what I'm striving to do.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, hi, Greg. Just your thoughts on Jalen Hurts' performance on Sunday, and we talked to Doug yesterday, and he said that he gave the team a spark, and he's looking to build that into a flame. I mean, what do you think we can see from him in week 2 also?
I think you can see the same thing. He's a playmaker, a natural born leader. He went out there and showed that. He made plays, and he made plays on his feet and in the air. And he had that spark, and we all rallied behind him and came out with the win.
Hi, Martin.
Hey, Greg. As far as the receivers are concerned, what is your comfort level with Jalen, and do you have to kind of change things about how you run routes or where you get the ball or where you expect the ball with him at quarterback as opposed to Carson? I mean, what is there anything that's different there?
No, you just stay in constant communication. You get reps after practice if you don't get enough during practice. And it's just, like I said, communication with all of us. Just make sure we're on the same page. So nothing's really changed. We just talking about it more and going out there and repping it.
We'll go to John McMullen next.
Hey, Greg. What have you seen from that Cardinals secondary? A lot of big names, starting with Patrick and Buddha, but what have they kind of shown you on film?
They're aggressive. Those guys love to play their techniques. They love to stay. I don't think Patrick. I think he's a left corner. I believe. I don't know if they do too much traveling, but those guys are definitely going to be physical. They're going to be aggressive. They're very smart. They have a lot of talent back there in Buddha and Pat P. We just have to match their intensity.
Go ahead, Martin.
Sorry, I was muted there for a second. Hey, I was just curious, have you ever gone against Jalen or even Kyler Murray, like in high school or college?
I believe Kyler was on that Oklahoma team, but he didn't play. It was Baker starting. So that was the only thing. Those guys are a couple years younger.
Are there any other questions for Greg? Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Greg, just wondering if you ever, when I know Kevon Seymour hasn't been here very long, but just wondering if you've seen any of him in practice when he was on scout team.
Yes, I have. I seen him on scout team. He's pretty good, very explosive, and he's a natural playmaker. And we're definitely looking for good things with him.
Back in the starting lineup, I mean, you kind of been in and out of the starting lineup. Is that challenging to do that, to kind of bounce in and out? And I know Vaitai did it last year.
No, I don't think it's challenging. During the week I get reps at multiple spots just in case anything goes on in the game, and I can plug in quickly.
Did Vaitai help you at all with that? Because he was kind of in and out of the lineup as well.
Oh yeah, man. Me and V played in college, so we always had that connection. I know during my time here with him, he was always giving me pointers and telling me what he did along his journey here.
Go ahead, Les, and then Jamie.
Hey, Matt. Do you prefer the tackle position to right guard? And you had that one start, and then Jack came back and they started him. Were you disappointed in that? What did you think you needed to do better, I guess, from that start?
No, I don't have a preference on where. Like before, I played both spots in college. I came here, I played both spots. As far as what Driscoll goes, that's what the coaches felt was best for the team. So, I don't have any issue with that. I was disappointed in my performance, yeah. I feel like, it takes those games for you. I hadn't played tackle in a while in a live game at all. So, just getting that repetition in and, readjusting to the difference between going from inside to outside.
So it was a matter of, playing in space, or how did you, what didn't you do well, I guess, did you think?
I'll just say technique. And, it was only a couple plays. But, it just takes that one little mishap and, the whole play goes down the drain. But, I've been improving on that since then. And, just trying to perfect the tackle spot.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jamie, and then Martin.
Matt, it seemed from the outside perspective that Jalen was really confident and poised in there for being his first start against, the number one defense. What did you guys see? Did it seem like he wasn't nervous at all, like it seemed to the rest of us?
Yeah, man. He has that certain kind of confidence in him. Not cocky, but like I've been here before. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something about him. He just brings a lot of energy.
We have time for a few more, so we'll go Martin, John, and Zach.
Hey, Matt, you guys are about to use your 13th different offensive line combination in 14 games. I mean, hey, just how crazy has that been? And what has it been like, going from week to week, not knowing if you'll be playing or even where you'll be playing? I mean, how does that all fit together, I guess?
Man, I think the coaches do a great job at trying to prepare the players for any kind of situation like that. Nobody expects that during the season, but you always gotta expect the worst. It's a very aggressive game. People get hurt, things happen. So you kind of just plan for the worst. That way, you're ready for it.
Go ahead, John.
Hey, Matt. Talked about B a little bit and his versatility over the years helping you, but how much does it help during a week when you're going to be at right tackle? You don't have to worry about being a backup and potentially playing different positions.
It helps a lot. That way you're just focusing on that one position. But at the same time, you kind of want to know what everybody is responsible for. That way, during the game, you know what to expect when they give you a certain front. When you see a certain look. So it's kind of good to know what everybody's responsible for.
Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Matt, from the outside looking in, it seems like this has kind of been an odd season for you. From Brooks going down to you playing left tackle in training camp. You're on the COVID list for a bit. You've kind of been in and out of the lineup. From your perspective, how would you explain how the season has gone?
It's been a roller coaster. Some things were unexpected. Some weren't. But at the same time, you're supposed to take advantage of whatever opportunity you get. And, that's what I've been trying to do all year.
All right, we'll take one more quick one here with Bob.
Yeah, hey, Matt. The Cardinals had a bunch of sacks last week, including 5 by Hassan Reddick. They got some real quick pass rushers. What's the challenge for you? A big offensive line. What's going to be the challenge for you guys out there?
On the look team, we got a lot of fast guys. So we asked them, to kind of mimic their playing style of the opponents we're going against. That way, we have a good look at it. We get the repetition at it. But it's just preparation. Not gonna really be surprised by anything. Just because how we handle our week of practice.
You didn't get to play for an entire year. You weren't on a team for an entire year, and then suddenly you go from getting here to being on the active roster right away. What's this whirlwind kind of been like over the last year, just from what you had to do to keep yourself in shape to immediately getting playing time in action?
It's been a journey. I just want to give thanks to God, just for giving me the opportunity. And I was at a low, hit rock bottom. But I'm from rock bottom, so to hit rock bottom, it was nothing new. Just getting faced with adversity. In 2018, I had double shoulder surgery when I was with Carolina, and then 2019, I was out all last season. I hurt my hamstring in camp, and then I had wrist surgery, which kept me out the whole year. So I was just doing training and things, by myself. Got me a membership, and I was going to the gym, by myself. And I had a buddy that I was working with as well. It kept me motivated and stuff. Just a friend I met out in Charlotte. But other than that, I was just doing things on my own, and just being a dad, for the first time, to my 3 children.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Rube.
Hey, it's nice to meet you. Is it Kevon or Kevon?
It's Kevon.
Kevon, okay. I thought so. I want to make sure. So take us through the, you kind of mentioned it was a low last year. How did you get through it mentally? I mean, physically is one thing. You said you joined the gym and you did all that, but how do you get through something like that mentally?
At the beginning of the year, it was tough. It was real tough. I was just trying to figure things out. It was hard to watch the games and, not being out there and not being on the team. So, I got a great support system. My wife, we've been together for 10 plus years. And, I got a twin brother I talk to all the time and stuff. And, just having faith. I never lost faith and I always kept believing in myself. And I felt like just, having the right mindset, knowing that things are going to be okay even when they're not. And, that's faith, believing when you can't even see. So, that's how I went about things. I kept my head held high, and I just attacked every day, like it was my last. I had no idea when the opportunity was going to come, but I knew when it came, I was going to take advantage of it. I always like to say, God is in control, but I was taking control of every situation, every day, every moment. So when my opportunity came, I can capitalize.
Go ahead, Rube, and then Ed.
You said you hit rock bottom. Was there a particular day, a particular moment, a particular challenge that you think back at as rock bottom?
Yeah, man. So just financially, coming from the bottom and, trying to build an empire and a generational wealth for your family and stuff, it's tough, So, my first few years in the league, I was just saving as much as I can, getting my wife out of debt with her student loans and just getting everybody out of debt and stuff. And but at the same time, take care of bills and stuff and not really spending. And I had a great advisor, Mayor Hernandez. He did a great job of helping me just, manage my money, invest in like small stock municipal bonds and stuff. So, but the money got low because, after a whole, over a year of not getting paid and stuff, and it's, you got to really, things start to get hard, and then, you start to wonder or think, and you just trying to figure out different ways to, to stay positive even when things are not okay. And, knowing that I had 3 children, I just didn't want to, I want to give them a better life than I had growing up. Even though I grew up with just my mom and she gave us the world, but it's tough, living in the projects, Section 8 living and things like that. My mom going all day. She used to leave the house at 6 a.m. and wouldn't get home till about 7, 8 p.m. She worked in Hollywood and we lived in Pasadena, so, coming home was traffic. So, just just giving my kids a better, better life than I had, and having a two-parent household, something that I didn't have growing up. And all that stuff was going through my head, during that time, because it's my first time actually like sitting down, being home, and then it was up to me to continue my training, and because I could have just gave up. Like, man, look, I got my degree. Me and my wife, we have our degrees. I could have like, look, I want to go a different route. It's over. No hope. Just the way this year is going. But I always kept faith, man. I just kept on believing, and God gave me an opportunity, and I just took advantage of it.
Go ahead, Rube, and then Ed Kratz.
That was me.
Oh, sorry, Rube. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah. Hey, Kevon. Nice to meet you. Thank you for sharing your story here.
No problem.
Did you have a job at all anytime, during that year you were out of football? Did you work?
So I'm a people. I consider myself as a people's person. I love talking, communicating, meeting new people, and I'm into cars. So it was a spot in Charlotte called Willing Tire Exchange, and at the time, I used to go there all the time. Conversate with the guys and the owners and stuff, and they actually gave me a job. I was doing something other than football, doing something I love. Working with customers and just interacting with people. So I was doing that just to kind of keep my mind free, keep my mind free and clear, and not just, getting caught up on the actual situation and where I was and how things wasn't going the way I wanted them to go. So I was just trying to stay positive as possible, just by getting out and doing other things. So I was at Willing Tire Exchange with, Jeremy and Greg and, AJ and all of them. They did I was thankful just to, be able to build a relationship, and it was like work, but it wasn't, so that's what I was doing.
You're selling tires, basically. Is that what it was? Giving
Yeah, just wheels and tires, interacting with the customers and things like that, and just yeah.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Rob Kessner.
Hey, Kevon. I'm sorry, Kevon. Following up on what you said a moment ago, how close were you to just leaving football? Just saying, I'm gonna go make a living doing something else.
I wasn't in my head. I wasn't, I wasn't going to leave at all. I wasn't going to stop working to, my vision. My vision was to get back out here on the field, and I wasn't going to stop until, it's a deadline. As players, a lot of players don't know, but it's like a certain amount of time you have to. I don't really want to go into depth. I'm really not too much informed. So it's like a certain amount of time you have until, all these benefits and stuff go away and everything. And I was even if this year I wasn't picked up on the team, I was gonna keep on trying, But at the same time, trying to figure out other ways to get residual income for my family. And my wife always tells me like, hey, like if I have to work, like just let me know. And I used to always tell her like, look, I just need you to take care of the kids right now. Just help me, by taking care of the kids. Stay at home, like, 'cause I know you can go out and get a job and stuff, but I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna make everything, make sure everything's just fine.
Thank you.
We have time for a few more, so go ahead, Rob, Bo, and then Martin.
Kevon, nice to meet you, man, and thank you for telling your story. You speak with such passion about what this means to you. So I really have two questions. One, you said you got a membership. Where it was like the LA Fitness, the plant? Were you like in the no judgment zone at the Planet Fitness or what?
Yeah, I was at the Planet Fitness. I started at Planet Fitness because I was the first thing that opened. And I never been in there. I'm in there just working out. And this is when I first started being able to like do things because my wrist, and stuff was healing up. And so I'm on the treadmill, doing things, doing footwork drills in there, and working on my legs. I really couldn't do too much upper body. And then after a while, I found LA Fitness. What was it, LA Fitness? Yeah, I found LA Fitness because they had the sauna, and stuff. And so I was there, and they had the pool. I used to do laps in the pool and stuff. So I started doing that, and it felt good just to be back, in the gym and doing things. And this is my first time actually getting a membership and doing something like that. Because, I always been, in high school, I'm in a weight room. And then in college, you have your own weight room. Then in the NFL and the pros, you got your own weight room. In the offseason, you can come in and do things. But I was alone, and I just felt, I had to do something, and then in Charlotte, I trained at Exos, and, there was no Exos, like, close by. Me and my family started to go back to California, but it was just, with all the, the things going on, the pandemic, and my wife was pregnant with my son at the time, because he's 9 months right now. It was just a lot going on, so we just decided to stay in Charlotte, and so I was just doing things on my own. I end up, after a couple of weeks went by, I end up finding a guy on this app called, like, Coach Up. My wife actually found him. I needed somebody to do position work with, and she, went on there, and I chose which guy I wanted to work with, and his name is Zap Hawkins. I hit him up, and we used to get it in. And I got a hometown trainer and stuff, and before his schedule changed and stuff, he used to come out here, throughout the week and train me, and then go back to Pasadena. So I was just, making it happen, making it work.
I love the Planet Fitness part and that concept. I hope you weren't in there grunting, man. You know how they can be. No grunting, man.
That's definitely not me.
$20 plan, not the 10. You can go anywhere you want on that $20. But real quick, so what will game day be like for you? I mean, because for everybody, it's such a big deal. But for you, the way you've laid all this out, this Sunday is like a make or break moment for you. Is that how you view it?
Yeah, well, really, my main goal is, going into the week is attacking every day like it's my last and getting better every day. Because I know when I'm better, the people around me is getting better, and the coaches can count on me. I want to let my teammates know that they can count on me. And so that's how I attack every week, and then whenever my number is called, whenever the opportunities come, I'm going to be prepared, to the T.
All right, we have time for one more. We'll end it here with Bo.
Quickly, Kevon, what are your kids' names?
My daughter, 4-year-old, my oldest, her name is Carson with a K, Karsyn. My second daughter, she's 2, her name is Kendall, Kendall. And then my son, he's 9 months, his name is Cruz, Kruz.
Great. And then, what was it actually like getting the call from the Eagles? Did you have workouts with other teams? What was it like actually, being able to get that moment?
Yeah, so I had 2 other workouts before the Eagles, but, when I got the call, I was like, man, this is, this can be it. Because I was communicating with the Eagles earlier in the year, like real earlier in the year, earlier in the season and stuff. So when I got the call, my main thought was just, control what I control, put everything else in God's hand, and whatever happens, happens. And so, I came up here, you got to stay in a hotel for 5 days. And, I always bring my bands to stretch. And, the gym was closed, so I bring a jump rope. And I do jump rope workouts in the hotel. I just crank the heater up all the way in the hotel room. And I do jump rope workouts just to get my heart rate up, and kind of simulate, like feel, how I feel on the field. But it's just pretty much hard to mimic that. But I was just trying to make sure I stayed in some type of shape or did some type of cardio while I was in there. And then, day 5 is the workout. And then after that, the rest was history.
Did you know anybody on the team?
Yeah, Nikhil Roby, I played with him my first year of college. And then I played with him my rookie year in Buffalo. And then Tay Burnett, I was with him my last year of college was his first year. And then Hassan, but he's on injured reserve. I trained with him at Exos, coming out, heading to the combine. And who else, man? I know Blake, he had just got here. Yeah, I kind of, know a good amount of people.